This week on Antiques Roadshow, we are in eastern Oklahoma visiting the resort area of Lake Eufaula. Built in the 1960s, Lake Eufaula is the largest man-made lake in the state. Lake life here is simple: boating, skiing, fishing, camping. And when the locals or visitors need a little respite from the water, they often turn to the many flea markets and antique shops scattered across McIntosh County. And the burning question on everyone's mind: is it trash or is it treasure?
Good afternoon. Welcome to Antiques Roadshow. What'd you bring for us today?
Well, I'm not really sure. I know that it's old. I was thinking like a kettlebell or something. I mean, it's got this cool little like bungee cord, maybe for like working out, you know. Not really sure.
A kettlebell. You really think this is a kettlebell?
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm not sure. Like, I don't know.
Well, this is about a circa 1980, 82. Believe it or not, I've been around long enough to have actually used one of these at one time. This is a telephone.
No way! That is so cool. Where's the camera on this thing?
Well, there's no camera on it. No camera, no texting, nothing like that.
Well, you couldn't like Snapchat or like tweet? You can't like
No,
Facebook or anything?
no tweeting. You know the good thing about these things? Nobody was ever killed texting and driving with one of these, though. But they were actually very handy. Everybody's home had one.
Really? How did you carry it around with you then?
Well, like this, but you were kind of limited to about 10 feet.
Oh, that explains bungee cord.
That's the bungee cord, yes.
Okay. So, how much do you think it's like worth?
Well, I got together with some of my colleagues, and after discussing it, and we figured that on a good day at a really good yard sale, this would probably bring about $5.
Okay, what do we have here today?
Well, these belong to my grandmother, and I don't know what they are, but some of them look like to me like an antique self-defense weapon and what looks like an antique satellite dish.
Well, they're not antiques at all. They're actually common kitchen utensils.
Really? Well, what do you use them for?
Well, your grandma would have cooked with them. This is a vegetable steamer. So you would have put your vegetables in here and then dropped it in boiling water and it would have steamed your vegetables. This is a whisk to beat eggs up with. And this is a meat tenderizer. And this is a potato masher. So you would have boiled your potatoes and drained them and then made mashed potatoes with that. This is a can opener to open your canned goods with. And then a cast iron skillet to fry your food in.
Well, I worked at McDonald's for 2 years as a cook, and I have never seen any of these things.
Well, they're in pretty good condition. Apparently they don't have much value to you, but I would put a value of about $25 on the whole set.
Well, good afternoon. Welcome to Antiques Roadshow. What have you got for us here today?
I found these in my grandpappy's shed. They were just sitting there for a very long time, and I just figured they were worth some money, so I figured I'd bring them here.
Mm-hmm. Well, good. I'm glad you did. We were looking at these, and you got I'm going to cover the bits first, because there's something here I want to discuss about the spurs later on, so we'll cover the bits first. This looks like it was a homemade bit, probably late 1800s, early 1900s. You see a lot of these. Not exactly like this, but bits that, a lot of people back in that time kind of made what they needed. And this looks like it was probably for a large draft horse or something like that. Not worth a lot of money, but probably more because it was a sentimental value to you. But it might be worth about $100. Now this bit here, this is probably mid-1800s. You see, it was quite a complicated style of bit, and these were very popular back in the mid-1800s. Really, more affluent people tended to use these, And so we would put an estimated value on those of about $250. So really a pretty neat and pretty unusual style of bit. We don't see a whole lot of those. But this is what I wanted to discuss with you. When we saw you walk in with these, my colleagues and I, we got really excited. Because we think we may know what these are. We've seen these in a picture before. And these could possibly be, you see right here on the back, this small insignia says PV back here?
PV, yeah, I see it.
Well, we believe that these could possibly be the missing link of the spur world.
Really?
Yeah. These could be Pancho Villa's actual spurs. And if that's the case, and we're kind of thinking that it is, these spurs could be worth upwards of $250,000.
Really?
Really?
Oh my gosh. Let's go, come on. Oh my gosh, when can I get paid?
Well, I think for insurance purposes.
Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. I guess.
Really? Okay, well, I just was informed, some of my colleagues, some of the experts in the back were looking at these spurs and kind of went through some magazines and some historical articles and things like that. And evidently the PV that's here at the back of the spur stands for Paco Villanueva, not Pancho Villa. So he made thousands of these style of spurs, and there's a lot of these around. I'm sorry about that. We really got excited.
So is it what's it worth?
Well, unfortunately, a pair of these probably worth around $25. But like I say, now these are worth probably together $300, and this brings it up to about $325.
Hello, welcome to the Roadshow. How are you today?
Good.
And I do have to ask, tell me a little bit about this collection you brought, this amazing assembly of awards and accolades, all for one person. Tell me about it.
Well, these are all my mother's things, and I thought maybe you could tell me the value of them.
Well, it is interesting. It seems like she had a long life and a very healthy career as an athlete, a professional cowgirl. She was featured as a hunter and was a very accomplished professional writer in many publications that I'm familiar with. And there would probably be some amount of value. These are all personal awards. There's probably a little bit of value in some of the trophy buckles and things, but it's amazing when you see all that one woman accomplished. She must have been a very amazing woman. Tell me about her a little bit.
Well, I really didn't know her very well at all. I was pretty much raised by the daycare until she left my dad, and then he filed and got custody. But my mom was always so busy pursuing success in her careers and her hobbies that she really didn't even know her children, and I didn't know her.
Okay, well, when you ask about value, I will just have to say this. In the terms of cost, what you see here really cost your mom her life.
Yes.
This is a really 50-year compilation of success in hobbies and career that is impressive, but in light of the fact that she gave up relationships and really didn't know her family, the value is very small. The cost was great, but in light of what really matters, I would say that there's really very little value in all of this.
Hello, young lady. Tell me about this old book that you brought.
Well, I guess it's been in my family for about 4 generations now. It used to sit in my great-grandparents' house on their coffee table. And then my grandparents had it, and they kind of got it out around Christmas time and stuff and would read it. And then it's just been sitting in my parents' attic for about 20 years collecting dust, and I didn't know if y'all could tell me the money value of it.
Okay. Well, let me take a look at it here. Wow. Well, this is really amazing. What you have here, it's priceless. This is the Bible. It's God's holy word. It's all that we'll ever need for life, for purpose, for meaning, and mostly for salvation. Though it's often forgotten and rejected today, this book is priceless. There's nothing that can replace it.
My grandpa left me these two guns. He got them from Belle Star. Apparently, she killed her first two victims with these guns. They've been appraised at $250,000. Thank you, Antiques Roadshow.
My mom gave us this box. She said it used to belong to my grandma, and we thought it might have some gold inlay, so we brought it in to see what it was worth. She called it an urn. I don't know what it is. Oh. Grandma would be all over you if she knew what you did.
She is all over me. It's an urn.
Thank you, Antiques Roadshow. I brought in this knife. It was made by Jim Bowie 150 years ago, and it's appraised at $5,000.
That ain't no Jim Bowie knife. This is a Jim Bowie knife.
I got this antique music box. It's round. Got it when we're stationed in Germany. They told me it's just an old beer stein, and I don't drink.
Oh, are we on? You know, the other day I got this here fancy dancy robe. And I know it's worth way more than it was paid for. Just look at here. How can they say it's only worth $5? Apparently they don't know what's in the pocket here. And besides, I know what a treasure is when I see one. Hey, where's the head honcho at? We need to have a little talk.